Okay, this is a reaction video. Now, I've already posted my reaction to Tottenham losing to PSG 2-2 in the European Super Cup. And as you can see, Henry has also seen the game, and he is very, very gutted about Tottenham bottling. Now, to be fair, they lost on penalties, okay? And I don't consider, I mean, penalties are crap, to be fair. Okay, I don't like losing them by them. I don't like winning by them. Clearly, Henry here would be a lot happier if his team had won, uh, but by penalties. But actually, his team was up 2-0 up to the 85th minute when PSG scored, and then scored in extra time to make 2-2. But let's Henry. Right now, I feel like he's staring a hole in me right now, and he really is very, very upset about this. So let's see what Henry has to say about this. I don't think he wants to say anything about this.
Tottenham have just bottled it.
Yeah, this is what it's called, the definition of Spursy. Like I said, you're up 2-0. This is a glorified friendly for all intents and purposes, in my opinion. It is not the end of the world for Tottenham. But I'm still glad they lost. But no, nevertheless, that's it.
We've just bottled that massively. 2-0 up in the 85th minute. Thomas Frank, thought got the game plan for the majority of the game absolutely spot on. No Maddison, no Kulusevski, no Brennan Johnson, no Destiny Udogie, no creativity. And we were the better team up until the 85th minute. We were the best.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think you guys were in control of the game for most of the time, but I don't say you guys are the better team. I think it was pretty even game in my opinion. But up until about the 80th minute mark, when Spurs basically parked the bus and basically just defended, and they gave up 2 goals.
That team, we had good shape. We were defensively strong. We looked very, very good. 2 things I want to say before we talk about the goals and before we talk about the overall game. Path Matasar is a fucking joke. He's so good. And the opposite side of things, Matthias Tell is shite. He doesn't press the ball. He's a lazy bastard.
Maybe that's why Bayern Munich was so willing to part with him, to send him to you guys.
He can't trap a ball. He can't score. He can't create. When he come on, the difference between Mohamed Kudus and Matthias Tell is night and day. Kudus is running the channels. Kudus is pressing, even when we were 1-0 up. Like, I'm not making any.
Now, Kudus was a fantastic player, no question about it.
Excuses. PSG, in the last 5 minutes, they created 2 very good chances and they scored 2 very good goals. And then we bottled the penalty shootout. Van der Ven and Romero for 85 minutes were fantastic. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video. Make sure you
please click like, share, subscribe for Henry as well as for me. I would appreciate it as well.
Let me know your thoughts. I just can't believe that on the 85th minute of a football match, you're 2-0 up and you then do that. I can't, like, we played the game how Chelsea did as well. We were physical in the midfield. We won our individual battles. We kept running until the end.
Look, Tottenham had a good game for all intents and purposes. They just lost it in the on the penalty kick shootout. Okay, but to be fair, for 75 minutes, Tottenham looked like they were a team that was going to win the cup, win the championship, win the European Super Cup.
But there's just certain players in his team, like Matthias Tell today. I don't think was that great. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think he was. He was good. I don't agree with the Archie Gray change for João Paulinho. I don't really look at while we took off. Was it Jed Spence at the end, or we took him off? Like, we should have kept Salah on for a penalty. It is what it is. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button and let me know your thoughts. The first goal, both our goals come from set pieces. In terms of the lineup, like this is the best we had up against a £1 billion squad PSG.
But keep in mind, PSG had only been in training for 1 week. Okay, that's the important part. Yes, it was a $1 billion squad. Yes, it's a better squad than Tottenham has, but they were only in training for a week because of the Club World Cup final. They played it on like the 13th of July. So they only been trained for 1 week. That's so and it looked like it. Okay, if this was two teams in mid season form, I think it would be a different animal.
Thing turned up and delivered for 85 minutes. But fuck my old boots, mate. Like, Paulinho, Sarr, Bentancur run their socks off. And then Matthias Tell comes onto the pitch, doesn't press anyone. There's not the same energy levels. It needs to be a like-for-like change. Jed Spence, Van der Ven, Romero, Danso, Porro, all very, very good performances. Vicario in goal. Still, I don't think he saved a penalty in a Spurs shirt. Richarlison, the guy's absolutely cheeks, but today he did okay. And Mohamed Kudus just kept running and running and running and running.
Yeah, Richarlison almost had a goal in the 23rd minute of the game. Really, a decent player today.
Running. I thought our best three players on the pitch were Mohamed Kudus, were Papa Matasar, and probably Romero or Van der Ven. In terms of this PSG side, they went so attacking. Bradley Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Desiree Doué all on the same pitch. And 3 out of those 4 players did fuck all. Doué did nothing. Kvaratskhelia did nothing. Bradley Barcola did nothing. Zaire Emery did nothing. Dembele was very good. Hakimi and Mendes weren't that great. But it just they're fucking bottle jobs, man. See the game out for the last 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. You've defended so well the entire game.
Actually, it was 11 minutes, not 5 minutes, because they got the goal in the 85th minute. He had 6 minutes of stoppage time. So, but look again, like I said, PSG had only been in training for a week before this game was played.
Entire game, honestly, the entire game, you are honestly in a fantastic position, and then you go and do that. A lack of concentration, maybe a lack of mentality. But I'm going to stand by it. We were
100% Spursy, that's for sure.
The better team that game. We had more shots. We had more shots on target. We had a higher XG. We had more big chances, I think, created. We both had a big chance created. That I think Tottenham, you can have all the position you want. You can have tiki-taka football, whatever it may be. But we played Brexit football with half our team missing, and we created the better chances. Like, when you look at the amount of injuries we had, right? You go down to, if I can look at lineup, and I can go down and look at injury players. Our starting left back, our 2 starting attacking midfielders out of the game. The only player they missing were João Neves, and obviously Donnarumma's leaving. But mate, we're crying out for some creativity. When you're restricted to play like that. I mean, we did the absolute best we could. I'm not really worried about Tottenham this season. I think we're going to have a really good campaign. I think we're going to go and batter Burnley at the weekend. But mate, that is a tough pill to swallow.
I'm not sure. Burnley's, well, you might beat Burnley. Okay, that's a good. You guys might beat Burnley. That's a possibility. But yeah, look. For all intents and purposes, Spurs probably should have won the game. Okay, in all fairness, Spurs should have won the game in regulation time. They probably should not have given up the 2 goals they gave up, but they did.
Bottle jobs. How do you bottle it from that situation? Like, honestly, Matthews Tell was very, very poor when he come on.
But Matthew Tell was not the reason why you gave up 2 goals.
I don't want to make the entire game about him, but when you look at our forwards, our forward line they don't really have a lot of goals in them. Matthews Tell, I think, got 1 goal or 2 goals last year. Richarlison doesn't really score goals. I think Solanke had 9 goals. We need a forward desperately. I'm not sure why Brennan Johnson didn't come on. Maybe he's not fit. When we were 2-0 up in around the 79th minute, maybe bringing on Brennan Johnson then and maybe bringing on Bergvall then probably would have been the better solution. But it is what it is. We lost on penalties due to a 94th minute equaliser.
That's probably what I would say. Look, for all intents and purposes, Spurs should have won the game in regulation. Okay, they should have won this game in regulation. There is nothing that would have stopped Spurs because, like I said, PSG only had a week of training. Okay, they were not ready for this game, but somehow they managed to pull out 2 goals and win in penalties.
Like, it is what it is. I feel Archie Gray as well. I don't feel like that was a good enough change. I think Paulinia was matching the physicality. Archie Gray looked like a fish out of water, same as Matthews Tell. And also you can tell that Thomas Frank quite clearly doesn't rate Odebear or Tell if we're playing Jed Spence on the left wing at times. Jed Spence was further up the pitch sometimes than bloody Mohamed Kudus was. So that you can clearly see in the way we were playing that he doesn't rate for the system we play today, which is what we're probably going to play against a lot of the bigger teams. We'll probably play like this against Liverpool.
You know, you're probably against Burnley, you're not going to play like this, but uh, yeah, I could imagine you guys playing like this against Liverpool.
We'll probably play like this against Man City, probably Chelsea, probably Arsenal. We'll play a lot more defensive like this. That's just the way we will play. But in this system, like those 2 players, Archie Gray and Matthews Tell, I don't think really fit the system. Like, I know it's a squad game and they're probably going to get plenty of game time. But it is quite an attacking bench. Solanke come on, scored his penalty. Bergvall didn't really do much, but didn't have enough time to do anything. Tell and Gray didn't really do a lot. Brennan Johnson, Odebear didn't come on. And PSG's bench was what won them the game. Fabian Ruiz, Gonçalo Ramos and Lee came in. Those are the 3 players that won the game for PSG. Like, I see people already saying about they want Thomas Frank out. I think that is absolute nonsense.
Again, that is absolutely silly. Thomas Frank was not the reason why you guys lost that game because you didn't lose it. You guys drew. Okay, you lost on penalties. Okay, penalties are a crapshoot. Okay, anybody can win. Look, I remember Arsenal playing Manchester United in 2005 FA Cup. Manchester United dominated them. 120 minutes, peppered Arsenal's goal, but could not score. And Paul Scholes was the only player to miss of the 5 Manchester United players, 5 Arsenal players. Paul Scholes was the only player to miss a penalty, and Arsenal won the game and should not have won it. It's a crapshoot. You lose on penalties. It happens. Okay. In other words, you end up drawing against PSG, which is pretty good. That's how I look at it.
It's literally it's a kick in the teeth. It's a trophy that we aren't going to win, and we haven't won. But just bottle jobs, mate. That is just such a tough pill to swallow. It really, really is. The Premier League season is only a few days away.
Starts on Friday, Liverpool versus Bournemouth.
Dembele got man of the match. Another trophy in a fantastic year for PSG for what Fabrizio Romano says. I'm just fucking pissed off, man. 85th minute and you're 2-0 up. Like, it's...
To be fair, I would probably be ticked off if my team lost like that too. But I don't care about penalty kicks. I don't watch them. I don't pay attention to them. I don't care about them. I did when the game was over. I did not watch that penalty kick shootout. I do not care about penalty kicks. That is a garbage way to solve a game like this. They should just play till somebody else wins.
That is honestly so shit, man. Fair play to PSG. I'm not going to take anything away from them. You know, they got the job done. They won the game. They got better players than us. They got a better manager than us. They got better owners than us. They're better than us on every single metric. But for 85 minutes, we were a better team. We've got obviously Burnley at the weekend, Man City, and then Bournemouth in our opening 3 games. The Premier League season is only a few days away, where we will be watching.
Let's see. They open home against Burnley, at Manchester City, home against Bournemouth, at West Ham, at Brighton, and then Wolves. It's not a bad start to the season. It's better than ours. Ours, we got Manchester United, Leeds, and then at Liverpool. And we also have Manchester City in the next month after the September break.
Entire Premier League season of action. We've got Champions League, Europa League coming our way. I think we'll beat Burnley comfortably. I'm not going to lie, guys. I saw a lot of things today that I liked. There's just a couple of players that we need to upgrade on. Tell, Richarlison, Archie Gray. I know they're squad players, but I've not seen anything from Matthias Tell to really get me somewhat excited. You know, in terms of his stats last season, he got 2 goals in 13 games. He got 0 goals in the League Cup or the Europa League as well. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like, mate.
All right, this is I'm Gutted. Tottenham bottled against PSG. You know, this is Henry Talks Football. Please click like, share, and subscribe for him as well as for me. I would appreciate it. Hey, it's not the end of the world. It's a glorified friendly. Who cares? I know he does, but I don't. I'm actually happy they didn't win it, to be fair. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.